Welcome, I am Ava, and this is WNBA Trending. Today's headline is one of the most surprising, entertaining, and talked about stories in women's basketball right now. Phoenix Mercury star Sophie Cunningham has sparked major buzz after publicly calling on Indiana Fever rookie sensation Caitlin Clark to use her high-profile connections with NFL superstar Travis Kelce and global music icon Taylor Swift. Cunningham's comments have taken social media by storm, and fans across the WNBA can't stop talking about the unexpected crossover between basketball, football, and pop culture. This story isn't just about sports, it's about influence, celebrity power, growing the WNBA, and the cultural waves surrounding Caitlin Clark. And Sophie Cunningham, known for her outspoken personality, didn't shy away from making her point crystal clear. Caitlin Clark should leverage her connection to Travis Kelce, the boyfriend of Taylor Swift, and help bring even more visibility to the WNBA. So, what exactly happened? And why is the sports world buzzing about this? Let's break it down. During a recent discussion on women's basketball viewership and the massive surge of national interest surrounding the Indiana Fever this season, Sophie Cunningham made a bold statement. She said that if the WNBA wants to continue its rapid growth, players with major cultural connections, like Caitlin Clark, need to use those connections to their full advantage. Cunningham mentioned Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift by name, pointing out that Swift is one of the most influential public figures on the planet. According to Sophie, if Clark can help introduce WNBA athletes to that global audience, it could transform the league. Her words immediately exploded across social media. Fans had mixed reactions. Some agreed, calling it a smart and strategic suggestion, while others thought it placed unnecessary responsibility on Clark. However, one sentiment was clear. Sophie Cunningham knows how to bring attention to the WNBA, and her comments have started a fresh conversation about fame, influence, and the future of women's sports. Caitlin Clark is no stranger to attention. Since her historic college run at Iowa, she has become one of the most recognizable athletes in the country. Every game she plays is broadcast nationally. Every arena she enters sells out. Every move she makes becomes a headline. Her connection to Travis Kelce comes from the fact that Clark and Kelce have shown mutual respect on social media, with Kelce praising Clark's shooting range, confidence, and competitive spirit. They've also appeared in overlapping commercial campaigns and sports events, building a friendly camaraderie that fans enjoy. Sophie Cunningham believes that relationships like these can open the door to greater exposure for the WNBA. She emphasized that the league is at a crucial moment. Viewership is at an all-time high, attendance records are being shattered, and merchandise sales, especially anything connected to Caitlin Clark, have skyrocketed. But despite the rapid rise, many WNBA players still feel the league has more room to grow, and Sophie thinks Clark can help accelerate that growth. Cunningham noted that Taylor Swift is a global phenomenon whose fanbase spans countries, genres, and age groups. Whenever Swift attends an NFL game to support Travis Kelce, TV ratings immediately spike. In some cases, NFL broadcasts reported millions of additional viewers simply because Swift was in the stadium. This massive cultural influence, Sophie suggested, could also benefit women's basketball. If Swift were to attend just one WNBA game, especially one featuring Caitlin Clark, it could create unprecedented exposure for the league. But Sophie's comments didn't stop there. She also pointed out that many WNBA athletes have connections to celebrities, entertainers, and NBA stars, but they don't always make use of them. She said that the league needs players who are willing to embrace the spotlight and use every available opportunity to elevate women's sports. While some fans interpreted her comments as a challenge directed at Caitlin Clark, others saw it as Sophie calling for more unity and strategy among WNBA players to take advantage of the current momentum. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark herself has not responded directly to Sophie Cunningham's remarks. Clark is known for staying focused, composed, and diplomatic. Throughout her rookie season, she has faced immense pressure, non-stop media attention, and constant commentary from fans and critics alike. Yet she continues to handle each situation with professionalism. Whether she will engage with this discussion remains to be seen, but one thing is certain. Her name will continue popping up in these cultural conversations because she is the face of a major shift happening in women's sports. Sophie Cunningham has always embraced her role as one of the more outspoken players in the WNBA. Known for her fiery energy, competitive nature, and unfiltered personality, she often speaks her mind without hesitation. That authenticity has made her one of the most entertaining characters in the league, loved by some, criticized by others, but impossible to ignore. Her latest comments about Caitlin Clark have only strengthened her reputation as a player who isn't afraid to speak boldly. Beyond the controversy, this story highlights something much bigger. The WNBA is entering a new era, an era where players have unprecedented media attention, corporate support, and global recognition. Caitlin Clark is a huge part of that shift, but she's not the only one. Players like Angel Reese, Aya Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, Breanna Stewart, Kelce Plum, and Sophie Cunningham herself are influential figures in today's basketball landscape. Together, they are reshaping the trajectory of the league. Sophie's comments are part of a larger discussion about how players can leverage celebrity connections, social media platforms, business partnerships, and pop culture visibility. This isn't just about Taylor Swift or Travis Kelce. It's about learning how to build bridges, expand audiences, and create a thriving environment for women's sports to stand alongside the biggest leagues in the world. Some media commentators have pointed out that Sophie's suggestion wasn't meant to pressure Caitlin Clark, but rather to point out that the WNBA is in a unique position. With record television ratings and fan engagement, this could be a turning point. Strategic collaborations with influential celebrities could push the league into a new level of global recognition. And since Clark already has the attention of millions of sports fans and celebrities alike, Sophie believes she is one of the few players who could make something like this happen. Fans have also debated whether Taylor Swift would ever attend a WNBA game. Some say Swift is deeply committed to supporting women, philanthropy, and equality, meaning it wouldn't be surprising if she eventually showed up courtside. Others think Swift might want to avoid the spotlight in a new setting. Regardless, the conversation itself already benefits the league. Every headline, tweet, podcast discussion, and sports talk segment creates more visibility. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark continues to break barriers without saying a word. Her impact is undeniable. She has boosted WNBA revenue, inspired a new generation of young athletes, attracted massive sponsors, and helped bring women's sports into the mainstream spotlight. Whether she decides to use her connections with Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift or not, she is already doing more for the league than any single player has done in decades. In addition to Sophie's comments, many analysts have pointed out that this moment reflects the larger cultural and economic growth happening in women's basketball. The WNBA is experiencing historic momentum, and the world is watching. The league is expanding, attracting celebrities, and generating record-setting demand. The conversation about Caitlin, Taylor, and Travis is simply part of the wave, a sign of how big the WNBA has become. What makes this story even more interesting is how different generations of fans are engaging with the sport. Younger fans are discovering the WNBA through social media trends, viral highlights, and cultural crossovers. Older fans are appreciating the league's rising competitiveness, star power, and media coverage. The convergence of sports and pop culture has created a powerful environment where someone like Sophie Cunningham can speak openly about global icons like Taylor Swift without it seeming out of place. As the season continues, all eyes will remain on Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. Reporters will undoubtedly ask about Sophie's comments, and fans will be curious to see how Clark responds. Even if nothing comes from the suggestion, the conversation alone has provided a major boost of attention to the league. Sophie Cunningham's message, whether bold, strategic, humorous, or serious, has highlighted one important truth. The WNBA is louder, bigger, and more culturally relevant than ever before. In a world where sports and entertainment frequently collide, these stories shape the future of leagues. The Caitlin Clark era is here, and it comes with discussions about influence, visibility, and the power of celebrity connections. Whether Taylor Swift ends up courtside or not, the momentum is undeniable. And Sophie Cunningham's call-out has added another unforgettable chapter to the 2025 WNBA narrative. For WNBA Trending, I'm Ava, bringing you the latest stories shaping women's basketball.